The movie Constantine was not the biggest of blockbusters when it was released. It has still managed to rake in a huge fan following, achieving a near cult-like status. Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we're bringing you some Did You Know facts about Constantine. So, let's get started. Holy relics. The Spear of Destiny prop is the same one used in Hellboy. The Spear of Destiny shown in the film is a fairly accurate facsimile of the historical artifact also known as the Holy Lance. For centuries, the Holy Lance was believed to be the spear which killed Jesus on the cross. But in shape and style, it's a fairly typical Carolinian winged lance. Furthermore, a centurion standing guard at a crucifixion wouldn't have been carrying a cavalry lance, which is too long for easy use on foot, but instead the standard Roman infantry spear, or javelin, called a pilum. The Carolinian dynasty was a Frankish dynasty which ruled areas of France from the 7th century. In other words, at least 6 centuries too late for the time of Jesus. The lance was kept in collections of religious artifacts held by various empires and dynasties for several hundred years, until it was acquired by the Nazis, hidden away during World War II, and almost lost to the world. It was recovered in 1945 and is now kept in a museum collection at the Hofburg Palace in Vienna. Scientific tests have shown that both the Holy Lance itself and the nail embedded in its tip are made from metal which actually dates to a period between the 8th and 9th centuries, thus proving conclusively that, like most so-called holy relics from the medieval era, it's a fake. The Nazi flag used to wrap the Spear of Destiny in the movie was destroyed after shooting the film to prevent it from falling into the hands of neo-Nazis. The Holy Shotgun. Keanu Reeves bought the Holy Shotgun prop and gave it to director Francis Lawrence as a gift. He apparently paid the prop guy on Constantine to make a replica. Lawrence still has it, as he's proved during the film's 15th reunion panel at Comic-Con. Pulling the gun up into view, he drew a pretty great reaction from Reeves and writer Akiva Goldsman. Reeves exploded with glee, shouting, "The Holy Shotgun!"
Oh, yes.
The Holy Shotgun!
And making the rest of the panel break out in laughter. Shroud of Moses. According to the director's commentary on the DVD, there's a scene where Constantine wraps his hands in a cloth and lights it to send the demons attacking Dodson back to hell. The cloth is seen prior briefly and without explanation when Beeman is unloading his bag. The cloth was a piece of the burial shroud of Moses. Beeman's explanation of the cloth when he presented it to Constantine was cut from the movie. The Red King. The tattoo on Constantine's arms is the alchemical symbol of the Red King, which was worn by him for protection. This sign shows a triangle containing flames with 3 arrows pointing outwards, all contained in a circle. The symbol represents the phrase, "Into the light I command thee," and Constantine uses it to bring forth any creatures hiding in the veil. Forbidden Kiss. Director Francis Lawrence stuck to his guns on the project, not wanting to succumb to the temptation to pull a love story out of a very dark film. Rachel Weisz admitted that she wanted to get kissed by Keanu Reeves, and there were a couple of times where it seemed that a kiss was going to happen, but they never did. She explained, "No, we didn't shoot a kiss scene, because we thought if we did, they would use it. You know, someone would get their hands on it. So we made sure. We didn't want there to be a kiss." She went on to say that the movie is pretty intense all the way through, and she really liked shooting the long scene on the rooftop. It just had a little noir feeling to it. I thought that finally I was going to get kissed, but it was not to be. A mortal sin. The priest tells Angela that suicide is a mortal sin and therefore Isabel cannot have a Catholic funeral. While the church does still consider suicide a sin, because of a better understanding of the role of mental illness and depression, the Roman Catholic Church dropped the ban on burials for those who committed suicide in the 1980s. And since Isabel was in a mental institution, there would be no objection to burying Angela's sister. It is not considered an unforgivable sin, nor does it mean the person has necessarily lost their eternal salvation. Reverse crosses. In Christian mythology, the cross symbolizes God and His divine presence. The reverse cross is for the devil and everything evil. After Gabriel is abandoned by God for her actions, her wings are taken away and Lucifer returns God's son back to hell. When this scene is being played, something very intriguing appears. 3 reverse crosses with the middle one placed higher than the rest of the 2 are seen right under Lucifer's feet. The scene plays out on the water's reflection. The way the reverse crosses were placed is a clear indication to the time when Jesus and his disciples underwent crucifixion. The eyes tell all. This may seem like a small detail, but for those not familiar with the comics, it may be new information. There are 2 instances in the film where audiences are able to tell just whether someone is a half-breed. When Constantine visits Papa Midnight's bar, this is the most prominent. Red eyes signify half-breed demon, while yellow eyes are half-breed angels. There's another moment in the film where audiences see a change in eye color. This occurs when Constantine first speaks to Gabriel. In the comics, Gabriel is depicted as a half-breed angel, while in common text, Gabriel is the most loyal soldier in heaven. The Demon Lover. Constantine shows its lead character as a bitter, cynical loner who doesn't have any friends or allies beyond the people who help him with his job. But the character wasn't so completely isolated when the film was being shot. Constantine had a demon lover who was removed from the final cut of the film. Michelle Monaghan would have played the role of Ellie, a half-breed demon who's in a relationship with Constantine. Originally, Ellie was going to pop up at various points in the movie, including when she meets her boyfriend at a nightclub. Ellie would have had a complex relationship with John, seeking out his company while also taunting him about his impending death via cancer. However, most of the scenes featuring Ellie were removed from the theatrical cut of the film. However, Ellie does show up in the theatrical cut in the scene at the hospital where holy water is sprayed on a group of demons. Differences from the comics. In the comics, Constantine is a blonde-haired Brit in a brown trench coat, with a prominent British accent and mainly operating out of London. All of this was changed once Keanu Reeves was brought on board to play the character, as he became a black-haired American who lives in Los Angeles. Given Reeves' status as an action star, his version of Constantine also has a lot more weapons, unlike in the comics, where Constantine is mainly known for using his knowledge and cunning to double-cross and defeat supernatural forces. The movie version of Constantine also has a natural ability to perceive demons, which made him attempt suicide, damning his soul to hell. In the comics, the big tragic moment in Constantine's life comes after the botched exorcism of an innocent girl, which sets him down a dark path. Finally, the movie has Satan willingly bringing Constantine back to life during the climax, while Constantine tricks him into doing so in the comics. Post-credits. After handing over the Spear of Destiny to Angela and trading cigarettes for a piece of gum, Constantine appears in a post-credits scene visiting the grave of Chaz, who was killed by Gabriel. He approaches Chaz's grave and sets his lighter on top of it, saying, "You did good, kid." As he walks away, a pair of angel wings show up and Chaz is revealed in angel form before he flies off into the sky. In the Hellblazer comics, Chaz acts as a driver bodyguard known for his strength and survival skills, but the transformation to angelic form is something reserved only for the Constantine movie. It's interesting to note that this is one of the first uses of a post-credits scene in a comic book movie, 3 years before 2008's Iron Man made it the standard. What other fun trivia facts do you know about Constantine? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you enjoy this type of content, why not subscribe to our channel? Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again in our next video.